Good day to you, my fellow endoskeletons. I'm Kenetor and welcome back for another Starbase progress report. We're on week 50 of 2021, and if you're new here, I'm bringing the latest news and updates of everything Starbase every Monday. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out. Now let's get to it. Welcome to the last progress report of the year. The devs and of course this channel will be back with more progress in the new year. And a new year means once again we switch up the colour of the thumbnail corner. And just like last year, I want to include you guys too, so let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. We've had light blue, purple, and you guys chose green for the last year. So I can't wait to see your suggestions for 2022. And just quickly before we get going, I'd like to thank everyone who's watched, liked, commented, and come on my Discord over the last year. Without you guys, this channel would be nothing and completely meaningless. Extra shout out to those that have signed up to YouTube memberships, or either single or monthly donations via DonorBox. You guys have helped me tremendously with the cost of software and templates for things like the Halloween special and general behind the scenes stuff that helps me work on the channel. I'm very grateful to you guys. So stay safe everyone and have a brilliant holiday season wherever you are in the world. Diving right into our Lowry quotes, this week we have Lowry replying to when he thinks the game will be alive. It's a good starting point when all large features and a few smaller ones hit live. He would guess that's some months into 2022. Starbase is currently in kind of undead or hibernation stage, and the devs are not abandoning it in the foreseeable future. So it looks like there will be some wait on some of these large features, with some still a few months to release. So the question is, will all of these be held back for a big release altogether, or will they come in several mid to large scale patches as they are ready? Next up, Lowry confirms there will be a new roadmap update in January, and that they are considering a core feature centric roadmap, which will be massive feature and its supportive features listed each separately. I think this is certainly a better approach, coupled with removing any timeline from the roadmap. This should give a clearer picture of what's coming and what other features bigger ones rely on to work. Many people have got the wrong idea time and again over how and why a simple feature wasn't done. And while yes, it may have just been simple and just prioritized low, others had many more dependencies on other features. Our last quote of the year is something I've spoken to the devs on and suggested before, a player council, and it seems the plans for this are in the works as Larry says they are working on one, which they want to collect the general voice and raise concerns within the audience. Anyone that's visited the feedback or suggestion channels on the official Discord knows they are kind of hectic, filled with off-topic comments and player arguments. Not the most ideal condition to generate or collect player feedback, but they do try and read these nonetheless. Other games, most notably Eve, have used this concept to get feedback from across the player base and various playstyles. With the right people and the right attitude, this could be very beneficial for Starbase. How far the devs will trust this group with any currently unknown future plans or features will be interesting, and they may well be put under NDA or similar agreement not to reveal any information, so don't expect any leaks from the council. I hope the players that become part of it put the game above any company or faction agendas as well, and try to see the game from different playstyles, and how changes will affect the player base as a whole. Since I know the devs watch these vids too, be sure to put any burning topics you want addressed in the comments, and I'm sure once the council is up and running, the devs will have plenty to talk to them about. This week's gallery, I have a bit of an exclusive bit of concept art to start with, as I don't think this one's ever been shown before. We know some sort of map is coming and they've talked about it for capital ships before. This particular concept looks a bit 2D in nature, but any future map will need to be fully 3D. Our first official image though this week is of another billboard concept. This one is more of a freestanding board which can also be put back to back. Next up is another new light fitting, this time a more angled one. I'm definitely digging this look and would love to put these in hallways on my stations. The devs keep on crushing it with these new armor sets. This one is quite the spiky boy with some organic lines to it. Very slick indeed. Our next image is a UI mockup for siege information. This shows area ownership and status of the station, as well as the status on the two allied capital ships and the attacker's capital. We've yet to see any siege testing with the actual siege mechanics, but it's interesting that everyone in the siege will get a quick overview of the progress. and I'll be interested to see how they account for third parties in the Siege interface as well. Our last gallery image of 2021 is a texture refresh for ores. This image is marked as work in progress, so these are not final yet. I'd love to see if these also have a new internal texture too, as this always looks different from the outer layer of the ore. We're back once again to the general update for Starbase, so let's look at what's been completed and what's new this week. Predefined minimum size for capital ship docks. Cap docks definitely needed a minimum size compared to the other halls due to the sheer size of the cap ship components. This helps prevent anyone wasting work when it comes to building one. This update has yet to make it to the PTU however, so I'm unsure how this size limit will be communicated to the player. Hopefully it's more than just the area not turning on, and perhaps some sort of wiki documentation could also help with this too. Capital Ship UI audio has been completed, bringing sound effects to the Capital Ship fast travel terminal. Paint modes in the ship designer. The new paint modes were previously added to the paint tool in world first, but these will now be available in the designer once patched in. This will bring back the ability to paint how we used to without losing the new style of painting too. New icon for the paint tool. Since the paint tool underwent a little bit of a redesign, the icon was updated to match. And lastly, reconstruction machine linking updates. Just a small logic change to these to add a pop-up when unlinking from a ship's reconstruction machine, as well as automatically unlinking ungrouped players when a ship gets towed. Diving into the new features, and we'll kick off with a hefty one: updated heat mechanics. It looks like we may be getting completely new heat management gameplay, in everything from generators to weapons. Ship designers in particular should keep an eye out for this one, as it may well mean a redesign of a ship's power plant. Placing multiple objects in EBM. This will allow for placing multiple items of the same module in a row when building, and this will certainly help speed things up, however not as much as having an editor would. New billboards. As we've seen over the last few weeks, the art department has been cranking out new models for billboards. These will certainly help add decoration to our stations when they become available. New extendable lamps. Again, more decorative elements, certainly something we can all agree is very useful for the plain looking stations we get out of EBM. Priority snap points for single items. The game generally has multiple snap points over an object, but creating points that have priority over others will help with getting things like fuel rods in faster. And our last new feature started this year is the Siege HUD. We saw this in the gallery section, and this will give you everything you need to know in a siege. From how many cap ships are present, but also the progress on defense or capture of these elements. And that's it, you're all caught up for this week's, and finally this year's Starbase news. It's been an honour delivering it to you all this year. Don't forget to come drop by my Discord or chip in to support the channel via donor box or YouTube memberships. All my monthly supporters are listed at the end of my videos, and all get access to a supporter channel on my Discord, as well as my eternal gratitude. As always, please do smash that like button, share this video with your friends and faction, leave a comment with any questions you want answers to, and I'll see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.